Hi everyone, this is a pick a card reading for what's coming in June 2020. So I hope you're doing well today, and we are going to have a look and see what is coming through. I want to talk about some very important things to begin with though, because obviously there's the whole health situation that is happening, and even in the what's coming in May reading, I did mention that things slowly but surely are getting better. So that's why I was just so drawn to choosing this particular layout. You know, there's yellow, which showcases a bit more joy and happiness. It shows things getting better. It's the Chariot, which of course, you know, the Chariot is ruled by Cancer. We have Cancer season in June as well, and the Chariot is all about forward movement and progression. I really feel this energy surrounding June, and yellow, of course, is just such an uplifting colour, full of positivity and joy. So I hope you feel this energy, and there's a specific reason as to why the aesthetic is the way that it is. Alright, so with that being said, that's just something I wanted to share with you guys, but that's going to come through in the readings as well. So whichever group you're most driven and chariot, whichever one you're most drawn to is going to be the reading for you. So we have group 1, group 2 and group 3. I know they all look very similar, but maybe there is one that you're just much more attracted to. These cards are matte, these ones are glossy, and then this one is sort of in between and has a lovely border, but also 3 very different crystals as well. Alright, so that is the reading. We're going to have a look and see what's coming in June 2020. The timestamps for each of these readings will be in the description box below, so you can head over to the description box, click on the timestamp, and it will take you to your reading. And the other thing I also want to mention as well is that if you'd like to win a free reading with me, do check out the description box below, since I do a giveaway every single month. If you would like to purchase a private paid reading, information will also be in the description box below as well. They're done within 24 to 48 hours. And the last thing I want to mention is that my intention bracelets are on Etsy. So if I just show those to you as well, I'm wearing the 2020 energy bracelet, and I'm also wearing the attract better days bracelet, which I think just goes so well again with June. So there's some really dainty ones, there's some more statement ones. These are handmade by me, they're meditated with, they're sage, they're there to remove obstacles and challenges from different areas of your life. There's so many different ones on my Etsy store. Love, soulmate, evil eye, confidence, happiness, there's health, there's so many different ones to really help you. And if you want to see the reviews and see how other people have seen results with them, please do check out my Etsy shop. Link will be in the description box below. Free international shipping, and yeah, it's just amazing. Thank you so much for all of your love and support as well. And also Mercury retrograde is going to be making an appearance in June. Guess what sign it's going to be going into retrograde in? Cancer. You just can't really make this up. I feel like the Chariot is just supposed to be what you're supposed to see. Like, it just is. So Mercury retrograde happens from June 18th to the 12th of July. So again, it all just goes together. I just wanted to share, you know, that is why I just felt so drawn to this setup. So let's begin with this reading and see what is coming through. Alright, so we're going to start first of all with group number 1. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move the other 2 groups to the side, and all of the cards that I use in the reading will be in the description box below. Alright, so group number 1, let's have a look and see what is coming in June 2020. Let's have a look. So first of all, as I mentioned as well, we have got the Mercury retrograde that is coming through in June, and of course it's happening in the sign of Cancer. We also have Cancer season as well, so again this Chariot energy is really surrounding us. But I'm going to do a 12 card spread and see what also comes through. So let's begin and let's shuffle these cards. I'm going to leave the crystal like right there. I just feel really drawn to leaving it there. So let's begin. These cards are called the Smith Waite borderless cards, just for those of you that are wondering what they are. I thought I would let you know. Alright, so we have the Hanged Man. Okay, all right, we got quite a few cards here, so what I'll do is just put the deck on the side there. You've got the Hanged Man. Hanged Man is ruled by Neptune. You've got here the Nine of Cups. We have the Four of Pentacles. We've got the Eight of Wands as well. Doesn't look the most straight, which I do apologise about. There we go. It's a little bit better. There we go. Let's just push those down. We've got the Fool card. We have the Two of Cups. We've got the Justice card as well. Knight of Pentacles. Got a lot of yellow. I will say, got a lot of yellow. And again, totally not surprised because of the nature of June. Sunshine, ta-da! We've got the Sun card. Obviously, you know, in June, not everywhere in the world is it going to be spring or summer, but I do feel that, you know, stereotypically that energy here is really coming through, where I do see a lot of bloom, a lot of growth, a lot more happiness, a lot more joy. Yes, we do have a Mercury retrograde, but the Mercury retrograde starts towards the end of June, so I just want to mention that. Really, what I am seeing is just so much more joy, so much more positivity, so much more of an uplifting energy of confidence and happiness, and feeling like, you know what, things are being resolved, especially in regards to this whole health situation that's happening. You're going to feel like, wow, all right, justice is being served, things are resolving, things are becoming better slowly but surely. There is more of the sense of, okay, I can sort of go out and not have to worry as much. I can, you know, at least do some of these things that have been put off for months, you know, for some people. There is this energy of things reopening again, especially in the background here. We see essentially a town or a city in the background, and it shows much more movement is what I'm seeing with the Fool here. And again, this Four of Pentacles shows more optimism in terms of attracting money, keeping money rather than losing money or waiting for money. This is about actually things becoming much more better emotionally as well, because it's affected so many people in terms of career. So basically for June, I really do see, and this is a general reading, so obviously it's hard to sort of pick up on everybody's situation individually, but what I am seeing overall is that there is this energy of being able to attract money, retain money, like keep money, and also feel like, you know what, slowly but surely places are opening up, things are getting better. There's a sense of, you know, being able to go out and not have to, you know, worry about how long you're going out for and things like that. It's just the restrictions are going to be, I feel like, you know, country to country, everything's going to be different. But for a lot of countries that have really dealt with it very, very severely over the last sort of 2-3 months specifically, things are becoming a lot better. There will still be restrictions around the world, of course, naturally there will be, but it's just about having a little bit more freedom. It's like, okay, you know, I'm not trapped inside this, an energy of being outside that I'm really seeing here, and not feeling again trapped. So that's the Two of Wands that we have right here. See, we've got the globe here as well, so it shows much more of a balance and things getting much better. And essentially I use this phrase, you know, so, but a lot easier. Again, it's a so phrase. It's not going to be like completely easy, but what I do see is that things are getting better, and I do see that that's a good energy. It's a good energy. Seven of Pentacles, see, slowly but surely things are getting much better. And then also the Knight of Cups here as well. So I feel like I've talked enough of the whole health situation that is going on. So let's talk about some other things, you know, that are coming through in June. Knight of Cups here with the Knight of Pentacles and the Two of Cups shows some form of joy in regards to love, in regards to attraction and romance and chemistry. Something really coming through in regards to that. Now, I will say we do have the Mercury retrograde, so it's not impossible for old flames, old lovers, people from your past to magically come into your life and communicate with you. You may find family members, you may find maybe even work colleagues or people from school or education that you may have known that magically just come into your picture and want to connect with you. It's interesting because of this whole health situation that has surrounded the world and surrounded us, a lot of people are feeling much more grateful and just want to build more connections and be there for people, and they want to give. So if you find that you start getting communication or messages randomly out of the blue, I'm not surprised, because this really does show that there is that connection there with also the Mercury retrograde, but also the whole health situation. People want to ask you how you are, they want to see what you're doing, how you're doing, if they can do anything for you. And I really do feel that a lot of this is from the goodness of their heart. And I feel again that it's a very positive energy, because they trust me when I say, I know I said I was going to move on from talking about this whole health situation, but I really do feel also in regards to love, and also in regards to certain people coming back into your life, because justice is about things coming back around. So this is more so about certain people coming back into your life. This is about them having learned a lot of lessons and realizing that they should maybe just be a bit kinder, a bit nicer, or maybe just check up, and figure out what you're doing. So that's what I'm seeing, especially with this 8 of Wands. It does show this energy of lots of messages, back and forth messages, wanting to know what you're up to, wanting to see what you're doing. This also shows here a lot of passion and creativity. In the month of June, you may be really, really drawn to doing lots of creative things. It could be, for example, drawing, painting, trying out new recipes, writing. I just feel like you're going to feel very, very creative, and not surprised. Not surprised again, because again, you've got Cancer season, and this is really about connecting with ourselves on such a deep level. I feel here also spirituality is something that you might dive deep into as well. For example, meditation, or even just doing regular prayers, law of attraction. There's just a lot coming through in regards to spirituality, and again, that Neptune energy is very, very strong. This is also about you feeling much more at peace and not as stressed and not as chaotic as the past few months. So again, I think that's such a beautiful, beautiful energy. I hope you feel uplifted, because I feel uplifted, and I just feel like the sun is shining over me, and it's almost like the universe is trying to tell me to tell you that there's so much more coming your way. I hope that didn't sound weird when I said, I hope you feel uplifted because I feel uplifted. It's not that you should feel uplifted just because I feel uplifted. It's more so that I am getting a lot of these messages from the spirit guide to tell you, right? To tell you about your life. It's not just, about me at all. This is more so me trying to be your messenger and trying to give you all of this advice, and not just advice, but also messages, right? Where I can tell you, like, I do see that there is optimism, hope, opportunities, there's more coming your way, and that's what the spirit guides want me to get you happy and excited about, is that there are opportunities, there is, a lot of warmth and goodness coming your way. And we see the sun here twice repeated, and the sun is shining over our reading as well. My window is open, I'm using natural lighting, and the sun is just shining. Again, I feel like it's all just connected. So the Hangman here shows you diving deep into spirituality, and I see here you feeling very, very comfortable within yourself, how you feel, what you're doing. A lot of that is coming through. And then also we have got here the 9 of Cups, and the 9 of Cups is beautiful because this shows you feeling comfortable. It shows you feeling like, you know what? Everything is just slowly but surely getting better. I'm also just speaking in such a nice, calm way. Sometimes I speak so fast, and for some reason in this reading, I just feel so calm. I feel zen. I feel very relaxed doing this reading, which, I feel most of the time, but I just feel like sometimes the messages are coming so fast to the point where I'm speaking so quickly. And here I am just, talking one step at a time, and it just feels like I feel like this wash of warm energy over me. And the 9 of Cups here shows you feeling good, feeling comfortable. It's also about you thinking more so about your future as well. So you may think a lot about your future, and you may be wanting to put a lot of action into your future, or thinking about, the way in which you can manifest your future, the way in which you want to progress towards your future, what makes you feel comfortable, what doesn't, your values, your visions, your goals. You're going to be considering a lot of those things. And then I really do see here that you're going to put yourself first. The Justice card here is about a pure balance. I really do see that you're going to be like, you know what? life is too short. I got to do what I want to do. I got to go towards the things that I want to do. And that's why we saw the Chariot right at the beginning as well, is because it is about forward movement and progression. We literally see that energy surrounding the entire spread, because, you know, the sun is going to be in Cancer at the end of June, and by then you're really going to feel like, wow, you know, there's so much more movement. You're going to have people from your past, I genuinely do see it here, wanting to reconnect with you, and you may also get certain apologies as well, because the Knight of Cups here shows some form of an emotional coming forward, like an emotional, it's not really a response, emotional message, I would say, coming forward to you, where it makes you feel like, all right, there's something in this. There is this sense of progression. There's something more in this. There's something that I can take from it. There's this sense of happiness and joy and acceptance in this situation. And justice here is also about things being resolved and this sense of things pushing forward, progressing, and you feeling like, all right, there's something much more here. So the Knight of Pentacles shows that there can also be some movements in terms of love and romance in your life. I do see here again, there's a sense of apology, there's a sense of love balancing out, becoming stronger in your life. The Fool card also shows here some really beautiful energies in terms of just feeling like you're invincible, you know, in this month. It makes you feel like, I've got this, I can do what I want, I can progress towards the things that I want, I feel much more confident and happier within myself, I feel free. There is this element of freedom, and I also feel the stronger you feel within yourself, the more I feel like love is just going to get stronger and stronger in your life, where you're going to feel like, you know what, I can do the things that I want to do. I'm not limited, I don't owe anyone anything, but I owe myself a lot of this. And I think that the stronger you feel within yourself, because I definitely see here an increase in terms of self-confidence and self-esteem, the stronger you feel within yourself, the more you're attracting so much more. So basically the big message here for June is what you feel is also what you start to attract. And I really do see, especially with this whole health situations, you will start to feel naturally more uplifted as things get better. And that uplifting energy is also going to attract the things that come into your life, right? It attracts the fact that you're going to have people wanting to reconnect with you. It's the fact that you're going to attract so many more opportunities. You're going to feel like, you know what, yeah, I want to do all these creative things that maybe I've been putting off for a while. I want to finally go towards those, do those things. Nine of Cups, I want to think about my future. Why not? You know, why the heck not? And again, you can really do a lot of law of attraction, you know, in regards to your future, and think, you know what, in 5 years' time, I want to be in this particular place. I want to feel like this. I want to feel happy. I want to feel confident. I want to feel good. And so therefore, I'm seeing everything connecting. All the pieces of the puzzle are joining together. Everything is connecting. It just feels very satisfactory and very progressive, rather than things going backwards. That's what I'm seeing here. This is truly a month for you to go forwards, group number one, and you're going to feel that. You're literally going to feel that. See, the Seven of Pentacles here is about a lot of thinking, reflecting, which, by the way, is totally normal. If you do find yourself to be an overthinker and someone that's always just thinking, and you're like, oh, it's getting me really, really anxious or stressed out, the best thing to do is to take up meditation, or take up, you know, listening to subliminal music, or just going outside for a little bit, because I do feel in June you'll have the opportunity to do so, more so than previous months, and to just, you know, sit in nature for a little bit and just absorb that energy, because I do see that there is just this beautiful, beautiful energy of reflecting upon growth, and that also allows you to have growth. The law of attraction works because you are working to think about it. Things that you think also come back, right? It comes back around. So that's what the Justice card here shows. And the other thing is vitamin D. Where you can, try to get it. I know it's such a funny thing to say in a reading, but I really do feel that, you know, the thing is, the sun has such big effects on us and our lives, and I do very much so think that getting some sunshine can really do you some good. It can make you feel more uplifted. It can be great for the skin. Of course, you don't want to get sunburnt, you know, we've got to take our precautions. So, you know, I just thought I'd mention, but a little bit of sunshine here and there is really, really good. So just thought I'd mention that as well. All right, but overall things are becoming much more balanced. I think that things also for you are just you're going to feel like, you know what, I don't want to hold back anymore. I want to move forward. This is my time to go towards victory, to go towards happiness, to feel much more stronger, to feel much more confident, to feel much more just progressive, you know. And I see here you really reconnecting with people. Now, truth be told, there may be some people you don't want to reconnect with, which in that case, it's completely your choice. What I do see here, though, however, is love getting stronger. I see here quite a few people that you can reconnect with in June. So that's why I'm specifically seeing this. But again, if you want to message them back, you can. If you don't want to, that's your choice, right? You have free will as to what it is that you want to do, but it's your choice. That's the thing. And the Two of Cups here again shows love getting stronger. So I see here messages, I see here flow of communication. I really feel that Mercury retrograde is bringing a lot of elements from the future connecting to your past. And what I mean by that is sometimes, you know, if you felt like things from your past have been just, you know, a bit crazy, all over the place and not worked out, this retrograde here is connecting you very much so to your emotions. And that's why this retrograde can at times feel emotional but very uplifting, because, you know, Cancer is a water sign, of course, you know, but it's connected to that mother energy, right? And the mother energy is known to be very soothing, very calming, very, in a sense, refreshing, yet very home-like. And that's the kind of energy that's surrounding you. It's not a chaotic, emotional energy. It's a calming energy, and it makes us reflect. So you may feel emotional at times during this retrograde, but it's connecting you to people. It's connecting you, again, to that sort of warmth and joy of not feeling completely alone in this month. And that's what the retrograde here is really doing. So that's what I'm seeing. As I always say with retrogrades, just, you know, it's a we go through so many retrogrades in our lifetime. We honestly do, and we have so many in a year. I believe we have 4 retrogrades in a year, or is it 3 retrogrades? Oh wait, no, it's 4. I literally have so 4. So we had, well, actually no, it's 3, isn't it? No, it's 3. 2, 3. Yeah, so let me just tell you actually. So 17th of February, we have the Mercury retrograde in Pisces and Aquarius. 18th of June, as mentioned, Mercury retrograde in Cancer. And then, of course, the third one is Mercury retrograde in Scorpio and Libra, 14th of October. There we go, there's 3. I'm getting confused actually because I'm counting the 2019 one as well, but that's last year. It's gone. So yeah, we go through so many retrogrades. You know, it can cause a lot of havoc in terms of communication, technology, and travel. So just be aware of those things. For example, if your phone sort of decides to keep playing up, or if your devices, whatever devices you have, decide to play up, just know it's a retrograde. Try and go with the flow of it rather than going against it, and just know that things will repair. Okay, things will be okay. And in terms of travel, you know, there can be little disruptions here and there. Just make sure you check before you travel and things like that. I do see things being a bit more open, but remember, it's always best to be cautious, especially during a Mercury retrograde. And then the other thing was communication. Things can go super crazy with communication. People from the past can also appear, and that is what we're seeing right here. Alright, so I really hope that helped you. Sorry again about the confusion with the retrogrades. There are 3, and I outlined all the dates for you as well, just in case you want to write that down or anything like that. But remember, we go through so many retrogrades. Try not to be fearful of the Mercury retrograde. Instead, it's just best to be cautious and to just, you know, keep our eyes peeled. That's the best thing to do. This retrograde is in many ways quite uplifting, just with everything that's going on in the world. Oftentimes when things are going backwards in the world and we get a retrograde, it actually pushes things forwards, believe it or not. That's what happened with the Pluto retrograde, especially with this health situation as well. You know, exactly around that time that a lot of world leaders were deciding to lift restrictions as well last month. So that's really interesting, and definitely shows astrology is on point, and astrology also connects to tarot as well with what we've got going on. So there's a lot happening, I feel, for you in June, but I just see here you feeling so much stronger and so much more motivated to go towards certain things and to progress towards certain things as well. I just think that it's such a lovely energy, and You got this. You absolutely 100% got this. And again, I hope you feel uplifted. Not just because I feel uplifted, but uplifted because of the messages I'm seeing here and also what I see coming for you as well. Alright, so that is your reading group number 1. Now, if this reading resonates with you, let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Do check out the description box below for information on private paid readings, free reading giveaway, and my bracelets and intention cards and all that good stuff, which is on Etsy. There's so many different items on there, not just the bracelets, but there's just so many other things on there if you are interested. Actually, do you know what? It's crazy. I'm wearing the blue and yellow bracelets and we've got so much blue and yellow. I mean, I had a feeling there would be a lot of yellow, but you know, the blue and yellow is popping. Alright, so yeah, everything is always in the description box below. Let me know, how this resonates and all that good stuff, and definitely do take care of yourself. And now I'm going to move to group number 2. Alright, so I'm just going to move this crystal to the side. Alright, so group number 2, this is your reading for what's coming in June 2020. So we're going to have a look. So first thing that I want to mention is that June does bring us a Mercury retrograde. It happens in the sign of Cancer. The Chariot is ruled by Cancer, and then of course we have Cancer season towards the end of June. And I really just feel this energy of progression, of movement, and that's why I chose the Chariot as the main sort of energy for this reading. I just see a lot of progression, uplifting energy, and let's see, I just want to get straight to the reading, so let's go with this. Now, this deck is called Rider-Waite. Alright, so let's begin. I was going to, talk about some other things, but I feel like it's going to come through with the cards anyway, so rather than me repeating things, we might as well just start the reading, and then I'll go through those other things that I want to mention with the Mercury retrograde, and also some of the other things with the energies that I was picking up with the colour yellow. Judgment! There you go. So, the colour yellow. When I think of yellow, I also think of gold, and I think of things that are very, very valuable. I feel here that you're going to find so much value within yourself as well. The pentacles are also known to be, those gold coins, and I just feel here that this colour is going to uplift you so much in regards to finances, in regards to how much you feel within yourself, your own personal value as well. And we've got here Judgment. Judgment is ruled by Pluto. There is a Pluto retrograde going through. I feel like I need to check the date on it. Give me a second. I think it's actually quite important to talk about the date actually of the Pluto retrograde, because I think it's going to give us a lot of information. I know that it started on the 25th, I believe, of April, but I believe we've got it, yeah, so it will go direct on October 4th, so we've got a pretty long way to go with that particular retrograde, and yeah, I had a feeling it was going to be around for a while, but I didn't know when it ended, so yeah, wow, that's of course it is going to be in retrograde for a very long time, because Pluto is a further away dwarf planet, must say dwarf planet, right? So Judgment is ruled by Pluto. Interestingly enough, I just want to share how astrology connects with tarot, because this is such a big message. So on the 25th of April, Pluto went into retrograde, and around that time a lot of world leaders specifically were talking about this whole health situation, which we have been dealing with for sure, and they were talking about restrictions and easing up some of those restrictions. So it's really interesting, because Judgment here literally shows that in June things are going to be so much better, right? So much better. Even in May, slowly but surely, things getting better, things uplifting. So in June, there is so much more progression, there's so much more movement, and as we keep going through this Pluto retrograde, we will see more and more changes where things are starting to eventually, slowly but surely, get back to normal. And it really all started around that time, believe it or not. And that's, it's pretty crazy, especially more so in like the western, I guess, part of the world, because the eastern part of the world had already dealt with a lot of that. I mean, part of them are still really dealing with it, and I'm talking about the main countries. Can't go too in depth in regards to all of it, but I'm sure you guys know what I mean. But they are also getting these waves as well. So what I'm trying to say here essentially is that things by June are going to look so much better, and it's all because of the fact that there is so much more movement. The thing is, when a planet goes into retrograde, right, and things are already going backwards, a planet's retrograde can actually push things to go forward in regards to what's happening on Earth. So for example, when Pluto was direct, this whole health situation was happening, right? When Pluto went to retrograde, things started to really shift and transform and change, and that's the effects that retrogrades can have, is it can turn things upside down. So something that was already upside down is starting to suddenly become much more clear in the picture. And it's interesting that the retrograde goes direct right at the end of the year, which of course spikes some very interesting things in regards to health. But I just think that by then things will be so much better anyways, especially in regards to developments in medicine and things like that. So anyways, I think it's really important, because the thing is, I've been getting so many emails about people asking me about this, and so I feel like if you've chosen group number 2, you've got some pretty big messages right there. Now, Pluto, of course, is tied to the sign of Scorpio. Scorpio is all about transformations, pretty significant ones as well. And believe it or not, when Pluto goes direct, you're going to have a Mercury retrograde in the sign of Scorpio and Libra. Again, this is just how astrology connects. Now, I'm going to stop talking too much about astrology, and we're going to get straight into this reading more so, but I know that so many of you have been emailing me and asking me, so I thought I would really just go very in depth in regards to that. So that's what we got. Anyway, so basically, in regards to the whole health situation, things are going to be so much better for you in June. All right, so just want you to know that. Big conferences and things like that, you'll start to see big world leaders start to talk about things definitely being so much better in June, restrictions being lifted and things like that. All right, so that's judgment, things changing, and that's obviously a good sign, because we've got the angel there as well, which shows a a sign of protection. Okay, King of Pentacles here, very, very high value. You're going to start to feel really confident and happy and just really good in your own personal energy in regards to everything happening in June. You're going to feel like, you know what, yes, I have got this, my coins are aligning, I feel like I can do what I really want to do. You're going to feel so much more stable mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, physically, socially. I think I covered it all, but also financially. I really see here a lot of confidence and strength, and I think that you're just going to think to yourself, you know what, things have been very all over the place, but I've got myself and I know my value. And I think that you're really going to go towards the things that you want to do, just because I feel like this whole situation has also taught you that, life is too short to be, in many ways, always wondering and pondering, and it's just time to go towards the things that you want to go towards. You're going to think about the bigger picture, but the King of Pentacles here is about your own personal value and just feeling so strong and so confident and finding the light within you. You may have had and felt a lot of darkness, but I feel here you're finding a lot of light, and again, the Pluto retrograde is really strengthening that as well. Now, of course, we are going to have as well, and we do have the, especially in June, the Venus, Saturn and Jupiter retrogrades. Those three together, it's a pretty strong, crazy, should I say, combination. Really, really, really insane combination. But the thing here that I see is that Jupiter is about putting yourself first. If you put yourself first, then actually you're attracting a lot of abundance with the Jupiter retrograde. If you don't put yourself first and you're constantly chasing after other people, then we run the risk of things going backwards. So what I would definitely say to you is put yourself on the pedestal. So, so important. That is what's going to bring you not only more happiness, more joy, but also more stability and more financial increases. Venus, again, is all about putting yourself first, especially when you've got Venus retrograde. It's about loving yourself, putting love into yourself. So, so important. And then, of course, we've got Jupiter, Saturn. Yeah, so Saturn is also about self-efficiency, structure, routine, and just really, really putting that into yourselves. Now, one thing I would say is that the whole health situation in regards to the world has really made a lot of people put like a structure and a routine into their lives. Trust me, it really, really has. And so it's just about continuing with that. And yeah, the effects of the Saturn retrograde will be okay. The other thing, of course, is Mercury retrograde as well. And we'll talk about that in a minute. But let me just get the rest of these cards out. So we've got here the Nine of Cups, the Three of Wands. We've got a lot of yellow here. Again, not surprised. No surprises there, ever, that we have got a lot of this yellow. Let's see what other cards we have coming through. Got a card that's just flipped over, and that is the Queen of Swords. I see here socializing. I know, can you believe it? We're seeing so much social energy all of a sudden. To be honest, you know, I feel that Zoom has been a really popular thing recently, hasn't it? So I guess that's also social, but this is actually face-to-face socializing. Oh yes, look at that. It's nice to see that, isn't it? Because I feel like for the last sort of couple of months, I've just been talking about sort of other things as well. It's nice to see that. Some nice face-to-face socializing. We've got here the Nine of Pentacles. Again, this is you feeling so strong and confident in your own energy, your own values, thinking about your future. This is the Jupiter and, of course, Saturn retrograde combined here with the Venus retrograde, which is making sure, you know, you put yourself first. That only brings you more. And the Three of Cups here shows that there's just more of an uplifting energy, because it shows to me that you don't feel alone. You don't feel like you're just left alone to do certain things and feeling alone in certain situations. It shows that you actually feel like, all right, you know, human contact, people from essentially outside your household. But remember, every country is very different. Make sure you listen to your own country and what they're saying. I'm just seeing that in quite a few countries there is this element of socializing and meeting up with friends and things like that. But again, please take this according to what's happening in your countries and the rules and the regulations, because every country is just on a different level. But I'm seeing for majority of the countries, and a lot of the countries actually that watch my channel videos, a lot of them are in Europe, and a lot of it is the US as well. So, you know, that's sort of who I'm a lot of the time. I feel those are the people, of course, watching my videos, and I know that from my statistics as well. But it's also other countries as well. But just make sure, you know, you listen to the guidelines and things like that. But I do see here socializing. The Three of Wands also shows, again, there's this energy of, wow, I can actually look out into the world. Like there's you know, I've waited for this time to come. The wait is over. That's what I'm seeing. You know, so many of you have been wondering like when things are going to get better. And June is really the big month. It is a big month. And I know that it can seem really, really just like a lot, but from mid-June onwards, there is so much progression, all right? So much more progression, and you're going to feel like, wow, I can finally actually look out into the world and have a bit more hope in regards to everything that's going on. So after mid-June is when there's so much more movement, so much more progression. Again, not surprised, because, you know, around mid-June is when we have the Mercury retrograde in the sign of Cancer, and that's also when, you know, around about that time, we have also Cancer season, where the sun the sun goes into Cancer, basically. So that's what we're seeing there. So there's a lot of that movement, and you know what? Cancer is such a strong, potent sign, because it is a mother energy like sign. You know, it's comforting, it's warm, and for us to have so much of that energy, it's just showing forward movement and progression, which is why right at the beginning of the reading we saw the Chariot, right? It's all about forward movement, progression, mutual flow, harmony and balance, and the sense of peace and progression. And I think that's so, so beautiful and so lovely to see. It just makes me feel so warm and fuzzy, and I hope it makes you feel warm and fuzzy too, just because the energy is so, so bright, and it's also very compassionate as well. It's really soothing, and I think that you're going to feel that energy as well. Okay, so we've got the Six of Wands. See, there's a sense of victory and celebration. I also feel here that there is more hope for you. Some of you may be in education and you may be wondering what the future of your education holds. Some of you may be wondering what the future of your business holds. Some of you may be wondering what the future of long distance connections holds. You know, seeing certain family members, or perhaps you live away from certain people, you might be wondering, oh my gosh, you know, when are things going to get better so I can just continue to live my life and feel better and stronger? And I do see here that June is the month where you're going to find that, again, more so mid-June. After mid-June is really when a lot more of that progression happens. There's a lot more of that action happens where you feel like, you know what, this is a time where I feel like everything is finally back on track. Back on track. Literally, right? Six of Wands, back on track. Celebration, happiness, and it's the sense of, oh, wow, what a ride we've been on. I feel like you're going to also be talking about that with so many people. I really feel towards the end of June, so many people are going to be having conversations. Like the number one conversation is going to be, wow, wasn't this year so crazy up until now? And also, you know, still the situation will be continuing to happen in other places. Slowly but surely, things will start to ease up. Not everything will be gone by then. That's one thing I do want to say. It's just that a lot of these restrictions and things like that will be much more eased up, if that makes sense. But of course, you will be talking a lot about it, and I do feel there's a very, very social atmosphere that comes through. And I've been talking to so many astrologists, I've been talking to so many people that work in spirituality who see a lot of these things, and they predict very accurately a lot of world, what do you call them? World topics, right? And yeah, we've all been pretty much talking about this. And if you actually look online as well, you find a lot of astrologers talking about May and June being really pivotal months in regards to the situation getting better, and it's not surprising at all. You can see it on the cards here. So this impacts, again, majority of those aspects of your life, right? It does impact finances severely in a positive way. It impacts your future. It impacts your connections with your family members. It impacts so much on so many different levels. I know that for some people you've had your jobs and your careers, and for some people, you know, their business has actually grown during this period of time. For some people, they've lost absolutely everything, and for some people, you know, their family life has sort of just been the same, or for some people they're at a complete distance from certain people, so it's changed everything. But for every single person, there has been a change. You know, there has been a significant change in regards to how they felt, or what's happened, or finances, or career, or there has been something that has impacted, I feel, every single person. It can be stress, you know, it can be anxiety, not knowing what the future holds, things like that. What I do see here, though, in June is that there is much more of an uplifting energy. So again, I do feel that every sort of person out there is going to feel like, all right, you know, wow, okay, step by step, there's progression, things are getting better. You know, you start to feel much more uplifted, and you start to really, I also feel that there's much more gratitude that is going to be surrounding June as well. So much more gratitude, so much more hope, so much more peace, so many more people meditating, taking time for themselves, and taking time to, you know, make sure, for example, if their neighbour is okay, you know, even if you don't like them, just making sure that they're okay, making sure that, you know, if there is someone who is struggling, that, you know, they get that help. And I just feel like the world is trying to be more on that level, if that makes sense. Not everyone will be, that is something I do want to mention, but a lot more than ever before, you know. And the thing is, we're moving into the age of Aquarius as well, and that's huge, because it's less about me, and I, and more of I. It is about us, you know, it is about the collective, and it is also about not always just showing things to be one way and another way. It is also about being, you know, present and enjoying the moment, rather than always just trying to figure out, you know, other ways of showing it, I guess. But yeah, less about, you know, I guess the whole, Instagram culture, should I say. I guess that's the biggest way I can describe it, you know, or flex culture, I guess, you know, where you have to show that you have this and that and this and that, which of course is everyone's choice, but it's more about just, you know, being authentic, and that's something that's really going to be celebrated a lot as well. This year is huge, absolutely huge. There's been some huge lessons this year that I think Every person can take away one thing, for sure, if not a million things. But for sure, I do feel that June is a big, big turning point, and you will see, especially when you get to the end of the year, you'll be like, whoa, June, June was like the month where there was hope. A lot of it as well. You just can't make this up. Look at that, Ace of Cups, Queen of Swords, right? There we go. There's that hope, there's that golden cup, there's those emotions, of course, with that Cancer energy as well. I do want to say as well, we haven't just got Cancer season in June, but that's the big turning point, because it's more so after the half of June that I see so much progression. That's when we really end up going into Cancer season. But basically, Ace of Cups here shows so much emotion, so much flow. I am literally getting goosebumps now. Oh gosh, is it weird if I show you? I feel like it is, isn't it? But like literally got goosebumps. I don't even know if you can see it, but oh. And it's not even cold. It's not cold today, which is crazy. The sun is shining over me today through the window, but oh my god, this is so strange. Wow, I'm getting like shivers just thinking about this. Oh wow, okay, sorry. Alright, so here you go, right? Slowly but surely, things are getting much, much better. There is a sense of just feeling washed over by this beautiful emotional energy and feeling so much better in regards to everything. And also you got here the Seven of Cups, so your dreams are starting to align. Hope and optimism is starting to fill up those cups, and you're just going to take those cups and be so, I feel grateful, Sorry, I feel like you're going to be feeling grateful as well. I mean, I feel grateful, but I think that you're going to feel grateful as well. The other thing is, on my channel, I didn't make such a huge announcement in regards to this whole health situation, because it does have a lot of implications. YouTube doesn't like it. But also, the other thing, more so, was that I did see that things were going to get better. It wasn't something that I saw obstructing us forever, so, or an extremely, extremely long period of time where it would affect us to the point where there would be no recovery and things like that. So that's why, I didn't really make a big address in regards to it, because, things were going to get better, but also YouTube were removing all kinds of content in regards to it. So I didn't address it directly, but I did address it from time to time a little bit in my videos as much as I could without mentioning the name of it, obviously. But yeah, I just want to let you guys know that there is light at the end of the tunnel here, which is great. And the Queen of Swords is about you putting yourself first. I really do see here, this is about your values, your boundaries, your vision in life, what you want to make happen, what you don't. This is about you putting yourself first and realizing that, this is about me. As much as this is about the rest of the world as well, it is about me too. I live on this planet, I occupy a space, and I do want to continue to focus on myself and my goals and my visions and my values. So if you feel like you always have to do a certain thing, or you feel like you're always going in a certain cycle, it's okay to think about breaking the cycle, or to at least put yourself first for a small amount of time. It's not a narcissistic thing to do, it's not an overly egoistic thing to do, because I see you as a good person. I see this as very healthy, because you're putting yourself first, whereas I think before you were always just giving to others. And that's the thing about the world is, in this whole world health situation, is that, we were always just sort of trying to do things for others or work for others and this and that, and it sometimes it makes it harder for us to put emphasis and focus onto ourselves and what we truly want to do. And so I think that this situation has made a lot of people realize that, yeah, we should give to others, but we should also give to ourselves just as much. It's very, very healthy to do. Don't give up giving to others, that's not what I'm trying to say at all, but it's making sure you also give to yourself, which is also very important. And that's what I'm seeing, because I do feel that a lot of people have felt disruptions in regards to what's been going on, and I do feel in June they're going to think, wow, I've definitely realised over sort of the last month especially that, I've had to put my own routine into place, my own structure, focusing on myself, and it's just like, whoa, I've had to all of a sudden focus on me, I haven't done that in a while. So I definitely see here that there are some positives out of this situation, and I know that it's been obviously super, super challenging for lots of people, because a lot of people have been dealing with this entire situation and have lost loved ones, so it has not been easy, of course, but there have been some big things to come out of it, big advancements, and it's also going to help prepare the world to deal with a situation like this again in the future, because I'm not going to lie, and I don't want to scare anyone, this will happen again at some point. Having something like this without mentioning the actual word, a health situation like this, it will happen again. It's happened plenty of times before, but it hasn't reached to this level in recent times. So the world will be much more prepared for it, is what I'm trying to say. But yes, it naturally will happen again, but we'll be much better prepared. So I do think that this is a very, very strong lesson that the world is still currently learning, but will have really learnt more of as time goes by as well, and be much more prepared than they were before, because trust me when I say they really were not prepared. Especially healthcare systems were not prepared. So hopefully, countries now will put a lot more into that. There will be more jobs in regards to that as well as we go through 2020, which again is very positive. So Eight of Wands here anyways does showcase a very, very strong level of progression. This shows also creativity, a sense of victory, happiness. Also the Ace of Wands here does show lots of communication with certain people. Now of course we have got Mercury retrograde, but I see you having communication with people that perhaps you have not communicated with for a while, and again it's that Cancer energy coming through. I see here this energy of just lots of back and forth communication. I also see here this sense of socializing with perhaps people that you haven't seen in a while, and sort of just trying to again socialize with them. And again, because of the whole health situation, I'm not surprised you haven't seen them in a while, to be honest. But this could also be people that maybe you really haven't seen for years as well. So group number 2, I know that I sort of dove a lot into astrology and the whole health situation, but I just feel like that was the biggest message coming through. So yeah, this is your reading. I hope it gives you lots of clarity, information, knowledge. Definitely do take care of yourself, stay safe. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Do check out the description box below for information on private paid readings, free reading giveaway, and my bracelets and all the other items, the intention items, which are on Etsy. Hope you have a lovely day or night, wherever you are, whenever you're watching this, and definitely do take care of yourself as well. Alright, so now let's move on to group number 3. Just going to move the crystal to the side. Alright, so group number 3, this is your reading for what's coming in June 2020. Alright, so let's get started. Let's start by shuffling these cards and see what's coming through. Now, the sun is shining over me, and in June, of course, the sun goes into Cancer, which, by the way, happens more so towards the end of June anyways, but we also have a Mercury retrograde in the sign of Cancer, and again, this Cancerian energy is very much so surrounding June in a very positive way, and I really do feel as well that we got some big energies. There's light at the end of the tunnel here. Alright, so one thing for sure that I want to mention is that the health situation is slowly but surely getting much better. Things are getting stronger. Restrictions are being lifted. Again, slowly but surely. Every country is very different in regards to this, because every country is dealing with different numbers and things like that. But what I do see in general is that things are becoming much better, and there is a sense of optimism, joy, positivity, happiness, and also the Hermit here shows light at the end of the tunnel. So if you felt like you've just felt so isolated, or just so it's just so suffocating at times, there we go, light at the end of the tunnel. You're coming out of that cave. You're coming out of the cave, and it is exciting. I see so much movement, so much progression. You feeling like, wow, I can go out a little bit more, and I can do a little bit more of the things that I want to do. Things are opening up more in terms of places like restaurants and things like that. There will still be this aspect, I feel, of distancing and things like that. Of course, every country is still going to be very different in regards to that. Not everything all of a sudden will be open and perfect to the point where the whole situation is just eased up and everything is just completely back to normal. It's a step-by-step progress, which really has so started in May, but it really just gets better in June, and June is going to be that month where you feel like, wow, this is what we have been waiting for. It's more so towards the end of June, which is again when the sun goes into Cancer, that you're going to start to see much more positivity. But the King of Wands here shows you feeling really, really confident, in regards to career, in regards to your future, in regards to finances. So even for those of you that are perhaps in education, this is about you feeling so much more confident about your future, and feeling like, you know what? Okay, all right, there's light at the end of the tunnel, things are getting better. Great, I feel good, I feel much more motivated, I feel happy, I feel joyful. I feel like I'm just sort of covering up the Page of Pentacles, but it's kind of cute how the Page of Pentacles is just peeking over the crystal. So I'm going to keep it because I feel like it's kind of cute. So yes, look at this, slowly but surely things are becoming so much better. There's a lot of potential here, lots of progress that I'm seeing. You may also feel much more driven towards your goals and your dreams and your hobbies and doing things that you really want to do for yourself. And I think that's such a lovely, lovely thing. This shows you here gathering all your ideas. You may feel really, really driven to do certain things. For example, you might be very drawn to fixing certain things or doing little projects around your home or your workspace, or I don't know, I just keep seeing this energy of having ideas and sort of constructing things or making things, painting, drawing, cooking a new recipe. I just see this very like creative energy. You might really want to rearrange or declutter things around you. You might feel like, oh, there's just so much around me. I feel like I need to, maybe donate some things or get rid of some things. I really see you here doing that to declutter your space and just to essentially have, well, maybe feel as well like they say a cluttered desk is a cluttered mind. So you may just want to declutter some things so that you don't feel cluttered. How many times would I say cluttered? A lot, quite frankly. Okay, Empress here. Wow. Okay, so we've also got the Venus retrograde that's happening. King and Queen of Wands, there's something to do with love that I pick up. So I do see that there's communication here with someone in terms of romance, and it seems to me like things that are heating up. I see this very, very strong energy of just getting along and feeling good, feeling excited, feeling motivated in regards to love, and actually feeling quite optimistic about it. Again, because things are getting better as well in the world, I do feel that you will feel more optimistic, and this is also about reuniting with people that you haven't seen in a very long time. So that's something that's really beautiful and coming across so clearly here. If you're at a distance from someone romantically, or even at distance from friends and family members, there's an energy here of reuniting with them, seeing them again, and I just think that that's just giving me the feels. It's really giving me a lot of really emotional feelings because it has been hard for so many people, and I see here a sense of reunion and being able to meet again. And I mentioned of course that Venus energy because of the Venus retrograde. The Empress here shows a lot of self-love towards yourself. You're putting yourself on the pedestal, you're doing things for you. I see here that you are feeling very creative and optimistic and just happy. You feel free, you don't feel restricted and suffocated still, because I do see things really easing up in regards to this health situation. You feeling so much better, so much stronger, so much more uplifted, so much more confident, and it's really nice to see. I have to say, it's genuinely so heartwarming to see, and it makes me feel really good in regards to what I'm seeing for you. Hierophant, hello. Seven of Pentacles. See, I really do see here a lot of reflection. So the Hermit also shows that, you may be overthinking a lot, or, just really trying to process all of your thoughts and wondering, how things are, what's going to happen, all that kind of stuff. But I really do feel towards the middle to end of June, we see here so much progression in terms of the whole world and how things are going to get back on track. The economy slowly but surely is going to really start growing again, so that can also impact your career in a better way, in a more positive way, and also job prospects and things like that as well. So I just want to let you know that, because that can again have a really positive impact on you. So you may be reflecting and overthinking, but I just want you to know that that is, that's normal, unless of course we're doing it so much to the point where it gets toxic. But I do want to tell you that I do see a lot of positive energy in regards to this, because there's light at the end of the tunnel. All right, and the Hierophant here shows you feeling so much more confident in regards to this element of finances, because of course Taurus is ruled by Earth energy, and the Earth energy is of course more of that pentacle energy. We've got two very strong earth energy major arcanas here, Virgo and Taurus, and both of these really do show a lot of growth and stability in terms of your finances, feeling much more secure within yourself, and also feeling like you've got this. You know, it's that foundation and the core of yourself being super strong. Again, with the Empress, this is about you feeling confident and also going towards your passion. I really feel in June you're going to think to yourself, you know what, I've always thought about doing that thing. I'm going to go towards it. I'm going to research. I'm going to go towards it, because why not? Why not go towards the things that I want to do in my life and in this lifetime? So, you know, with the economy also getting stronger and better, I see here you doing a lot more. You may also have a lot more responsibilities in terms of career. This can also be some of you starting new jobs because you may have lost your job or been furloughed, you know, depending on what has happened, you know, in the whole health situation. This is a general reading, so, you know, I can't really read into everybody's situation, of course, and that's a sort of private reading, but you know, for a general reading, this is what I'm seeing here. There's a lot of growth and a lot of movement, a lot of progression, especially in terms of career. Some of you may also be thinking about your future and your career if you have been in education or were in education before this whole thing happened. You may still be in education, that's the thing, but I think that you'll feel much more optimistic about where things are going, you know. Finishing a year, finishing a degree, or even higher education, learning, certificates, all that good stuff. Okay, and then we've got a card on the floor here. See, Four of Wands, stability, growth. I see here this element of reuniting with people that you perhaps have not met for a very, very long time. I think this is so, so beautiful. This is so heartwarming to see, in all honesty, to see you reuniting with people. Oh my gosh, wow. Four of Wands, 11-11, you're on the right path in your life. I know that sometimes it can seem so daunting. This year has not been easy, I will say that, but it's definitely taught a lot of lessons. But the big thing here is that I just see for you as well so much more optimism regardless of everything that's happened. I see here you feeling much more optimistic, and June is a really, really big turning point. We have got the Mercury retrograde towards the end, but what I really see here is that this is about you reuniting with people, you know, that you perhaps have not met for a very, very long time. That's also very strong Mercury retrograde energy, talking to people from the past, talking to people that you haven't spoken to in a while, or even again seen in a while. So that's a very strong Mercury retrograde energy. Look at this, Ace of Cups. You may even get people coming to you and saying that they miss you or that they like you, or even wanting to apologize to you. This can be friends, family members, or even someone romantically. One thing that I do want to say is that for those of you that are in a situation or in a couple-like relationship, or a connection that is going, you know, well, I do see a lot of progression here as well in the sense of intimacy. But I also see here apologies as well, which is really interesting. Now we've got here the Four of Pentacles. So this shows, again, the economy becoming stable, right? Towns and cities opening up slowly but surely. And really in June, towards the end of June, I see here things getting back on track. And I think that's a pretty big thing. Look at that, 10 of Cups. Finally, there is light at the end of the tunnel. All right, it took a lot of rain to make this rainbow, but I really do see June here holds a lot of positivity, a lot of happiness, a lot of optimism, and you've got this. You have got this, all right? So that is what I'm seeing for you in regards to what's coming in June 2020. There's a lot coming your way, but I know that you are a very strong person and you've got this, and there's finally light at the end of the tunnel in regards to everything. This 10 of Cups here just shows, again, connecting with people, and very much so feeling strong and confident in your own energy, seeing that light, and also there can be certain people that you're seeing again or reconnecting with, friends, family members, which again is coming through. So this is your reading, group number 3. If this resonates with you, let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Do check out the description box below for information on private paid readings, free reading giveaway. My bracelets are actually on Etsy as well. I'm actually wearing one of them right here. Actually, two of them right here. But there's so many different other items on there as well. So do check that out. Information will be in the description box below, and do take care as well.